Interesting facts about the Bible, Part 80. Did you know that Yeshua taught to keep the Torah, the law? We are called to be disciples of Yeshua, so whatever he taught and however he lived, his disciples are supposed to do this. In Luke 10, starting at verse 25, we see a Torah lawyer has asked Yeshua what he must do to have eternal life. Yeshua tells him specifically to refer to the Torah, and he replied, "You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." Yeshua said to him, "You have answered correctly. Do this, and you will live." Yeshua says this again in Mark 12:28 and in Matthew 22:36-40. Here in Matthew, Yeshua says the whole of the Torah, the law, and the prophets hang on these two commands. These are from the Torah. These are not commands that Yeshua gave us to keep in place of the law of Adonai, as most Christians tend to believe. These are, in fact, laws of Adonai in Torah. We see it in Deuteronomy 6:4-5 and Leviticus 19:18. Love your neighbor as yourself. And again in Matthew 19:17, Yeshua specifically says if you want to enter into life, keep the commandments. Those commandments are the law. In John 14:15, Yeshua says, "If you love me, you will keep my commandments." Well, that was his commandments to keep Adonai's law. We keep the law not to earn our salvation, but to show our love for Messiah. Even in 1 John 5:3-5, after the death and resurrection of Yeshua, "For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not burdensome. For everyone born of God overcomes the world, and the victory that overcomes the world is this, our faith." Who is it that overcomes the world if not the one who believes that Yeshua is the Son of God? I'm sure many of you will try to quote Paul to me. I can assure you many have mistranslated and taken his writings out of context. Yeshua is our rabbi. We are his disciples and no one else's. If he directly says to do something, then we must do it, no matter what anyone else says. And that expression, "not under the law," does not mean how the average person has been taught, that it means you don't have to keep the law anymore. Rather, it's not under the curse of the law, that if you break one of the laws, you've broken them all and you are cursed to die. Because of Yeshua and through our salvation, we are not under that curse anymore.